Oh, yes. Brothers and sisters, let me remind you what I said in the last video. We got a problem. A big one. Dr. Umar Interstellar, intergalactic rip king of consciousness, himself is back in the spotlight, and it ain't pretty. Matter of fact, this man got more problems than a math book. And the wild part? Some of y'all still don't even see it. Those of you who donated, those of you who keep on donating. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. At this point, you're just choosing to be stupid, and no one can stop you from being stupid. See, this is how Umar made his whole living. Doctorates, certificates, fancy letters behind his name, all that glitter, none of it gold. But what we're about to watch today, man, I hadn't even seen this material before. Shout out to Lean on Honor, though. That brother been documenting Umar for years, pulling receipts that stretch back more than a decade. And apparently Umar didn't like it one bit. He even made threats to try and shut him down. That tells you everything right there. So today, we're going to check out some of the clips Lean pulled together. Some are old, some are newer, but they all paint the same picture. A picture y'all might not be ready for. Because what you're about to see is the kind of nonsense you've been donating to for the past 15 years. Retribution, brothers and sisters. Retribution. Umar hustled you into buying him a $400,000 vacant building. And what's he done with it? Absolutely nothing. No school, no progress, no future. Just a fat man loitering outside like it's his personal smoking lounge. Now look, I grew up seeing characters like this. Every city got him. You find them at gas stations, hanging around corners, always running a hustle. The only difference? Umar slapped the word school on his hustle and convinced y'all to bankroll it. And if I had to guess, that building won't even belong to him much longer. Maybe 2 more weeks before some investor scoops it up, while Umar's still out here making excuses. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's roll the first clip. Now check this out. Y'all swore up and down Umar was going to be the principal of some grand Pan-African academy. But look at him. Just 5 seconds of body language tells the whole story. No, it doesn't outright prove he's a drug addict. But let's be real, the movements are very addictish. That's not how a principal in waiting carries himself. That's how a man with habits carries himself. And the clips we're about to watch, they only get worse. Because here's the real kicker. This man has raised over $1.6 million off a Hotep hustle dressed up as Black Power. And what's the return on investment? A crumbling building he calls a school, bought for $400,000, which leaves the obvious question. Where's the other $1.2 million? Don't tell me the account was compromised. No, the bank shut that down and told him to kick rocks. And yet, he's still out here talking about traveling the world, hitting Africa, hitting Brazil, running it up like the money's endless. And here's where it gets wild, brothers and sisters. Umar goes live, blowing smoke into the air, calling it libations to the ancestors. Sitting on what he calls the sacred rock of FDMG, next to the sacred tree. Man, miss me with that. That ain't libations. That's just getting high on the property y'all bought him. And notice, he claims he doesn't smoke, says he doesn't even know how. But when that cigar rolled like a blunt, hit his lips, not one cough. He hit it like a seasoned champ. That's not a man struggling with smoke. That's a man comfortable with smoke. So yeah, when he talks about sacred rocks, don't let him fool you. He ain't talking about that red, black, and green painted stone out front. He's talking about the little white rocks he fiddles with on the ground. The kind you don't find in nature, but in neighborhoods with corner boys. That's the real sacred rock in Umar's world. That's the stone of hope he's chasing. And sadly, that's the kind of nonsense $1.6 million in donations has funded. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. It only goes downhill from here. I think Dr. Umar wasn't just looking for a stone of hope. He was looking for that hit of hope. Yeah, I don't think Letitia was talking about the same stone of hope, because what Umar found on that pavement didn't look like inspiration. It looked like temptation. I swear, it looked like he spotted a little white rock and locked in like a hawk. That's not hope, that's habit. And when a man sees a pebble and reacts like he found a winning lottery ticket, that's a dead giveaway. Allegedly, Dr. Umar got the spirit of the gas station prophet. You know the type? They can break down the Bible front to back, can school you on discipline, responsibility, and God's will. But when it comes to living by their own words, they out here trading your donations for their own stones of wisdom. Umar ain't no different. Y'all thought you were building a school, but really you've been financing a one-man relapse tour. And I'll still say allegedly, but come on, those mannerisms, that behavior, that's fiend energy all day. And here's the kicker, y'all still sending money, still hitting that Cash App, still believing the story. Meanwhile, the only question left is whether Umar gets away with this hustle. If you give him another dollar at this point, it ain't just him scamming. You scamming yourself. Your funds should be frozen, your account locked, your debit card revoked, because you clearly don't know what to do with your own money. But wait, it don't stop with rocks. He's out here gambling with the church's money, too. Picture this. Umar standing in a casino, talking about ancestors, guide my hand, right before he pressed a spin on a slot machine. He literally said he needed $1.2 million for FDMG, and the way he planned to get it was not from construction grants or fundraising drives, but from Wheel of Fortune EI style. He don't even know how to gamble. Losing $20 in 60 seconds, looking lost, mumbling about credits like a confused uncle in Vegas. And when the machine don't hit, what does he say? The ancestors don't want me to get money this way. Hit the Cash App, family. That's a scam in real time. When he loses, it's we. When you question him, it's get off my live if you ain't donating. The man is high, allegedly, but smart enough to flip his failures back into another sales pitch. That's what makes this so wild. Every L is turned into a reason to send him more money. He calls smoking libation. He calls gambling atonement. Meanwhile, when you do it, it's called addiction and irresponsibility. He renamed the hustle, dressed it up in Pan-African language, and y'all bought it for 20 years. And it don't stop there. Caught late night, whispering about making sure there's no fire left in the room. You know what that means. That's fiend talk. That's junkie code. Then he got his crew moving around like it's some sacred mission, when really they're just making sure the coast is clear for another smoke session inside the so-called school. Y'all thought you were funding education. You funded a $400,000 crack spot. And the final straw? Him outside at 1 a.m, pouring water on himself like it's some holy ritual, talking about Dr. Papa Boulevard, wetting his locks, screaming woo, like he just caught the Holy Ghost, when really it looked like he just caught a contact high. He called it spiritual. I call it suspicious. Brothers and sisters, your money got smoked up. Allegedly, every sign is there. And this is just a fraction of the footage. If you want more, Lynn and Honor got hours on hours of clips showing Umar tweaking, scheming, and reinventing excuses. This was never about a school. It was about a hustle. The dream was never the classroom. The dream was always the donations. And now y'all see it for what it is.